Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on episode 1 of Ashbury Dales, our new English counties theme build on Cities Skylines. So we've found a fantastic map here. Now this is a modded city build using the Oxbridge Regis map made by Uncle Ron on the Steam Workshop. It's actually a very heavily modded city build. We'll talk about the mods and assets we're using as we go, but for all you modded city builders out there, you'll recognise most of them. Let me know in the comments if a mod or asset list would be useful to you. While you're there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video. Thank you very much. Also, because this is a good old English build, we're using a bunch of fantastic assets from the Steam Workshop to give us the right vibe. Again, we'll try and point those out as we go. So our goals with this city are to try and create the kind of places the Snapdragon clan know best. The part of England we live in is big on villages, old towns, new towns, small cities and things like that. Big cities are few and far between, but attract a lot of visitors and tend to be the focus of all major travel routes and transport links. Of course, along the way, we plan to get bogged down in huge amounts of unnecessary detail while also missing major game mechanics that send us to the brink of disaster. But in the meantime, let's get started and build up to placing that first road. So let's take a look around. As we can see, we've got fields, farms, trees, as far as the eye can see. We'll zoom out a little bit. We can see we've got water. That'll get us all the way to the coast. We need to make some decisions about which way we're going to orient ourselves on the map. I think we're going to have maybe this as north for no good reason at all. Let's see if we can see any things on our horizon that will help us decide. We've got some hills over there, we've got some hills over there, some hills over there, and some hills over there, so I guess we can do whatever we want. In terms of early transport connections, we can see we do have train running through the initial starting square. We will be using the 81 tiles mod as we go, and we'll make sure that we've unlocked all tiles before we start placing some of the metro stations from the content creator pack. We've noticed in the past that can sometimes cause us problems as we unlock tiles after placing those metro stations. The stations get lower, it seems, so we're going to try and avoid that if we can. We can see the map creator Uncle Ron has left us with a few good starting points. We've got a road here that connects up to an intersection on a larger road after a bunch of different connections. Here we can't actually check all of the connections on here, but I'm certain this road joins up there somewhere. If not, this one certainly does. Maybe there's a roundabout, yeah, and then it comes onto that junction there, so we can get some people coming in through here. Can't wait to get out into here and start building. We can already see maybe where some of our industries might go. These roads again come in from this is a much closer connection to the highway, motorway. We'll find out what that is when we get there. And likewise here, I guess that goes to the same one, but the next junction up. Yeah, so plenty of ways in. What I like about this map in particular is that we're not starting from a builder roundabout off the highway. So this is much more what we're trying to get done from a vibe here. So where do we start? Well, I guess we need to decide where we're going to put our residential and where we're going to be putting our industry. Now we will be using the realistic population mod as we go through here. So what that does is it reduces the number of people that are in each of our buildings and makes that a bit more realistic, which means we need more. So we will find a way to add more buildings, add more residential buildings. We can see we've got loads of room here for that. Probably this will be some residential. Probably we'll try and get some early industry down here, maybe keep it out of the way. Maybe we'll put that here actually, so that they've got better transport links here. We can get to the train and we can get to the water quite easily either way here. But let's have a look. We've got a lot of road here that we can start building off. Where should we start? Maybe let's try and occupy some of this space here. So first thing we need to do is find a place to start a road. I always get really nervous when I think about where to put my first road. I know it doesn't matter. I know we'll end up rebuilding it eventually. Oh, I should also say we've got a lot of UK roads in here. So again, you'll find those on the Steam Workshop. Most of them are from the UK Road Project Revived. We've also got some planning roads in here. We probably won't use those today, but when we start getting into some of our more complicated builds, we'll make good use of the planning roads. But now we'll choose a simple 2-lane road Let's choose one with parking, why not? And let's think about where we can start this. What are we going to do? We're going to try and avoid grids for the most part of the city, but maybe we'll get started with some simple straight roads just to get us underway. So as soon as we put this first one down, bang, it's going to unlock everything else. That'll give us a chance to have a much better look at the roads that we have in our collection for this build. So maybe actually we'll choose one of our UK revived projects. So what have we got? That's suburb road with parking. Oh, we're going to find out all about these as we go, aren't we? So this looks like it's got parking as well, but that's not a suburb one. Presumably that's because it's got fewer road markings. Okay, that's fine. Let's have a look. We are on left-hand drive on here. We have tried to make some changes so that we can get a more UK feel to the roads. Hopefully just having the roads, the networks for UK roads will help. But look at that. Look, we've got a fantastic little, what's that, like a telephone substation in there, some lovely street lights. We're gonna have some fun with this build, aren't we? This is gonna be great. We're already gonna, let's get distracted by an unnecessary detail. Look at that. It's a green box. If you live in anywhere in the UK, you know what those green boxes are. Well, maybe you know what they are, maybe you don't know what they are, but they're everywhere. So we know what they look like. Right, so what we're gonna do, let's continue this road out. How far do we want to go with this? We don't need to go too far. We don't need to spend all of our money straight away. Are these roads expensive? We should check. No, they're normal roads, normal price. So should we get up to the water, and then let's see if we can build ourselves a little area around there. We're not trying to go too far, so let's just go there. I had hoped that I would be able to come up with some sort of fantastic story about why we were developing in this part of the countryside, but honestly I can think of no reason at all why starting in the middle of such a fantastically well preserved part of the English countryside would make any sense at all. So we're just going to get on and do it and kind of hope no one notices. So let's put out a little bit here. Now we're going to be using a lot of residential assets from the Steam Workshop that are like British terraced housing and things like that, and those need a lot less space than some of our typical ones. So we'll come out this far, but we're only going to go 6 across before we come back. Normally that wouldn't be enough for back-to-back housing, but it will be with the assets that we're using in this build. So we'll go again, and we'll try and get the same here. We will try and be quite picky with the assets that we place. We will try and make sure that the housing makes sense in the environment that we're in. We don't get a huge amount of choice at the start of the game, of course, but as soon as we unlock the ability to choose some of our district themes, we will do that. We will from time to time start getting into a bit of plot the growables to make sure that what we get is what we really want. But we won't do that at the start. We'll just build out a simple grid. I'm gonna start thinking about getting some water and some electricity to here. Oh yeah, we said we weren't going to build a grid and then straight away in there with the grid. Let's leave it as it is for now and see how we go. We'll build non-grid off of this, I promise. Right, where do we want our services? So, what road is this? Is this one of our UK roads? It's almost certainly not, but is it something we can use? Oh, it is, look at that. A rural A road. I didn't even know that was in there. That's fantastic. Signs and vegetation will appear automatically. Look, you can see it on the road already. Oh, that's a much better option. Maybe I should have been choosing that for the... Oh, but it's got a unlimited speed limit. That can't be right. But look at these ones. These must have been better choices. Yeah, we'll go back and do some upgrading in a minute for those roads that we just placed. We found some better ones already. So do we just take the lead from here? Do we want to get down to the water and probably cut across? Let's use some freeform road tool for this. Let's see if we can't get alongside this train line a little bit. Maybe we've already got enough actually. We don't want to go too crazy. It's always so difficult at first, I find, placing your first asset. Now, first asset is going to be some sort of water utility. But let's just take another look around. It's lovely. We're going to have a lot of fun here. I wonder what that is over there. Look at that. Some giant monolith in the sky. Ooh, sky. It's not in the sky. On the skyline. Right. Let's have another little road coming off here. And then let's try and find a water facility. Now, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get our water from near town, because that saves us a bit of time. Where can we hide a water tower? Would we have a water tower near the water? I don't know. I don't know enough about this. Maybe let's hide it by the. We're not going to hide it by there, are you? Do we want to ruin the aesthetic there already? Let's pop a water tower. Why not? There we go. We're in. We've placed an asset. We are in the game, folks. We are playing. Right. We're also going to want an inland water treatment. We don't want to pump sewage water into the river. We're going to have a bunch of uses for that along the way, and I just don't like doing it. So we're going to pop that there. That is going to be enough to get us started. So we're going to get some pipes here. Because we are professionals, we have forgotten to connect our roads to each other. This road under here looks like a different kind of road to this kind of road, so let's upgrade it. We want to keep oh, look at that. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, these roads are fantastic. Right, let's keep going. We need to join these up, can't we? Doesn't seem to be any complicating factors here at all. Let's freeform road tool. Oof, that's not freeform road tool, that's the curved road tool. So let's go here and here. There. Why would it connect at that angle? Well, it has. Do we like the way that that's dug into the ground? That can't be right, can it? That can't be how we want it. Right, let's get into our mods already. So let's start with a bit of move it mod. Let's get that mod. Let's get that node to be the same height as that one. We already like this a bit more, don't we? And then let's see if we can use our network multi-tool, and we'll just slope that from there to there. Oh, look at that. Look at it. Right. So we've got plenty of room under the bridge. We haven't changed that at all, so we'll assume that that's all right. Then that comes around here. We've got a nice. You do see these crazy little turns. So I'm not happy. Not too unhappy with that. Yeah, that's fine. And you would wonder, why didn't you just connect there? Why did you connect here? Well, because. And that's all we need to say about that. Right, so as soon as we started playing, that would work if only we had some electricity. So we've got a few other mods that will be assets that we'll be using along the way. The occasional electrical substation and power relay. We're going to be using those just to throw power from one side of the road to the other from time to time if we need to do that. We could start with a wind turbine. Is this going to be the kind of place that would have wind turbines? It feels like it would be, but do we have enough wind? Let's see. Well, for some reason we've turned off the tooltips that would tell us. So until we can fix that problem, let's just go good old-fashioned coal. Is that what we want to do? Yeah, we'll keep all the pollution this side. That's going to work there like that. So let's take one of our. See, we don't need anything quite as big as that. So we're going to take some simple power lines. And where shall we take these? Surely these can these cross the train lines? I feel like they probably can. In which case they shall. So let's go to there. We can turn this off actually. We want to get a good look at what we're doing. So, yes, of course it feels fine. Of course it feels fine. Why are we getting worried about this? So we'll go to. Should we just go straight over? Yeah. Go straight over. We'll go via there. into there. So is that it then? Nothing to it but to do it. We better start zoning. So we are going to need lots and lots of residential here. Now, because we don't get too much choice over themes and whatnot, at this stage we are just going to we're just going to deploy some mass zoning and see how we get on. Is there anything we are forgetting here? Don't think there is. So we wanted to upgrade this road. That's right. Yeah, we want the rural version of this road. Are we going to have spent all of our money before we start? Perhaps. Rural lane. Is this right? Is this really what we want to do? Let's take a look. Let's take a little look. So we're going to upgrade that small section at the end there. Oh, it's lovely. It's perfect, isn't it? As much as we were talking about having BT substations and things like that. Yeah, this is what we want. So, we might just leave those roads as they are. We'll keep those as our little secret for now. We know we're going to build them eventually, but we don't want to spend all of our money straight away. Is this actually costing us money? I don't know how it works. These trees are going to look very strange, aren't they? Right, so let's get rid of all of that, and shall we see what we get? Yeah. Ready, set, go. Right, let's take a look. We're starting to get some assets pop in here. We've got no power at this stage. Is that not connecting to that? Let's have a look. No, it's not. It's not. So we're going to just pretend that it did. And whoop. Oh god, we are so good at this game. Right, so we'll whoop that like that, and then that works. Yeah, buddy. Right. Look at these houses. So we've got no control over them at the moment. These are probably not the kind of houses that would be in this kind of place. But let's have a really good look. It's lovely, isn't it? Nice little corner semi-detached plot. Look at with the garage on there. Trees getting in the way. We'll fix all of this as we go. We've got some other slightly more modest, but yeah, here we go. Look at these fantastic terraced buildings. These trees are in the way, aren't they? We can't have that. We have to fix this road. It's a perfect road, but those trees aren't right. Maybe we could bob them away. Should we try and bob the trees away? That would be good, wouldn't it? Let's see if we can do that. That'll get us into our first, not our first mod. We've used a couple of mods already, but let's try and see if we can learn how to do this. Right, so, is it the leafy tend? Yeah, it's the leafy tend and the linden tree. Yeah, I wonder if we can replace these with something a little smaller. I wonder what should we see what a little leafy bush looks like? These networks. It sort of just disappears into nothing. It's a tiny little thing there. Maybe that's exactly what we want. What is lodgepole pine shrub? That's a thing. This is also a thing. Big trees. Not what we want. What about a wild? But no, that looks wrong. So let's maybe we were right first time. Can't remember what it was. Lodgepole pine shrub. Should we try that? I mean, I think this is going to be better. Yeah, I think let's have a little look. Let's zoom in and take a look. Yeah, we like that a lot more, don't we? Yeah, just some more modest little bushes and shrubs along our lovely little road here. Look, it's cracks and potholes. Perfect. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. Right, so let's take a bigger picture view. What have we got? So these houses have all filled in fairly quickly, and we can see now for the first time we've got a little bit of commercial demand on our RCI meter here. So we can see that. Let's scratch the game's itch there. Now we do have quite a few appropriate assets here. in our commercial set. We've put that in the wrong place, haven't we? So let's put some commercial buildings here. Again, we're not going to think too hard at this stage. We will think too hard a little bit later. One thing we are going to do before anything pops up here, we're going to go to our zoning tool and we're just going to turn zoning off on that road. The reason why we're doing that is we want these buildings to front onto this road. We don't want people parking and stopping on the way in, trying to get into these buildings here. So let's do that and let's see what we get. We got one coming in already. What could it be? What could it be? Now, sometimes when we use the UK shops in particular, we end up with a lot of Sainsbury's locals. We'll keep an eye out for that. Have we? No, that's going to be one of the generic bookstores. We'll make sure that the generic Cities Skylines assets don't clog up our cities too much here. So yes, our lovely British rural village has opened up with a bookstore, which seems fine, and then a Big Bite Burger, which I don't think is the one. Oh, this could be something a bit more. Ah, yes, the Black Horse pub. Why wouldn't there be a little pub in the corner of our new village? Well, there would be, and there is, right next to this Art Deco house. We can't have that coming up. It's just too wrong. We're going to do a Big Bite as well. Right, let's see what else comes up. Big Bite are resilient, aren't they? If nothing else, they are determined to take their place here. Look at this beautiful little village that we've created for ourselves here. We are hemorrhaging money. A bit by not having unnecessary roads, he says, having built all this additional road network that we don't need. But, right, so the way to fix this problem is to proceed with the game. So let's take a few more, get that out of the way. Traffic's already down at 80%. That seems unlikely considering that I think not one single person has yet arrived in our city. I don't know who was building all these houses, but they didn't show up. So we shall see. But you can see already with these, some of these more terraced assets, which is probably what we'll fill most of these smaller villages with, they occupy 2 units back. So these back-to-back terrace units here, we're going to see a lot of that. We will get to places where we have these corner semi-detached units, but probably our corner units will be more like this one, and our terrace ones more like this. That doesn't mean they're all 1 by 2. You can see this is occupying a few units left to right. They look fantastic, and we are going to make the most of them. Are we going to try and get rid of ones like this though? Yeah, we are. We don't want to be too picky, but we want to be more picky than that. Right, so we said we weren't going to just build a grid. So maybe what we do, well, maybe we could, maybe this would be a great example, a great opportunity to use our network multi-tool mod. So we want to mirror what we're doing on this main road here. So why not actually just mirror it? We can, if we shift, we do this faster. There we go. So if we pop that in there, 100 meters away from the main road, it's gonna cost a lot less money than we have. Now that has not gone in at the height that we want, so we can use move it, and we can line ourselves up correctly so that move it works the way that we want it to. Let's do that. Let's set them to terrain height, which is there. There we go. Because they would be, right? And they're not going to build hills underneath roads like this for no reason. Right, so then we can join that up here. Oh, we've got all of our guidelines turned off. Let's fix that. There we go, there. Gorgeous. Right. Yep, happy with that still happy with our road choice. And happy that we're not just gridding our way through the early stages of the game. Here we go, people have arrived. Now, this is a great opportunity to point out that we have managed to download some more UK appropriate vehicle assets. So some of these will maybe still be the generic Cities Skylines ones that will pop up from time to time, but we've flooded this with more UK appropriate cars. Now, I'm no car expert, but these look normal enough to me. Look, they're parked in there and they've gone in, and the Maple residence is now occupied. Lovely. Right, so what are we trying to do? We are trying to work out what this area of the town would look like. So maybe this road will join up to here and we can fill some stuff in between. Look, they're flooding in. They're flooding in, look fantastic. Now we know, because we've got the realistic population mod, that we're going to have to do quite a lot of extra building. If we do too much of that at burst though, we are going to run out of money. So maybe what we do is let's just get something. Yeah, we want this. I want this to connect nicely here. Maybe it is just there. We can see the precision engineering mod here helping us get a lovely. I saw it at 90%. I know we can get 90%. There we go. 90%, 90 degrees. And we can, yeah, that'll work. And then what we're going to do with this, maybe this just carries on a little bit further away. So let's get that going here. Now, we're not too worried about how far we're building away here. We'll fill all of that with some stuff at some point here. Does this ever join up here? Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't we make that connection? I can think of no good reason why we wouldn't make the connection. It probably is going to be just a little bit wiggly. And then, yeah, that might be enough for now. Let's see what we can do filling up this stuff here. We will remind ourselves though that we are going to move this way in future. We're going to move that bit there and there. Maybe something comes off here in future, but we don't know for now, so we don't care for now. Right, let's start filling in some water pipes first of all. There we go, love it. No need for any more of that. The electricity is going to jump over as we go. So, well, let's see what we get. Do we want? Yeah, let's do that. Let's alternate, because there are some lovely, like, terraced shopping assets that we can find in here. When we just know that square's not going to fill in there, so let's leave that. Maybe there's something we can do here. Let's find out. Actually, maybe. I wonder if we get little corner, not on the corner shops. Now, we didn't take the zoning off here, which we absolutely should have done. Look what that does to our zoning areas. Right, okay, so that's fine. We'll delete the things that came up in places we don't want them. We will tidy up the mistakes we made with our zoning. So we don't want that. We don't want that. We want those to be residential. That's a weird little block, isn't it? It's because that's already been built, so no need for that. That one's fine. Fill that one in. This is weird. Let's take that out. Yeah, that all seems fine. Then we'll fill this in along here. See what we get. Yeah, these can be residential, commercial at the corners. That seems to make sense to me. Oh dear. Let's do that and that and that and that and that and that. Let's leave those, that. Will we take all of this as well? Is it time to get that? Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get that. That's all fine. There. As we said, we are going to get more specific with our zoning as we go. Let's leave that because I think we're going to end up building it here. Let's take that one out as well. Yeah, I think we're going to end up coming out this way a little bit further. But for now, it's good we had that on pause the whole time. Look at all that. We were just spending money without generating money because we are so good at this game. These guys need some workers. Yeah, that is going to be a problem with our realistic population model, which we should have been thinking about. We have already got far too much commercial, so let's remedy that. We don't want all of that. What is, look at that, what is that? The holly bush. Oh, it's fantastic. Look at that. Pub. Invite the kids to the pub so they can go on the swings and slides in the back. That all seems fine to me. Lovely. And here we go. So we're going to try and get through our first few milestones here. Let's have a look. So our little hamlet will be birthed at 550 people, and then a worthy village at 1,100. Again, we're going to need a lot more properties than usual to get to those milestones, so let's see how we get on. Look at these. With these roads, these are perfect. How often do you drive through a lovely little British village and see the houses right on the road like this? Maybe there'd be a car parked out, maybe there'd be a curb here, but if we get so vexed by it, we can upgrade the road as we go. This is lovely, but needs a lot more space than it's in, right? So you'd have this, but then they'd have all of this little chunk of land here as well. This doesn't look right, does it? I don't think we want this one at all, do we? No. Again, shouldn't be getting this picky this early in the game. Shouldn't be demolishing stuff that would be making us revenue, especially since we are still losing money. But here we are. Look, sneaky little bit of industrial demand popping up for the first time here. Look at these trucks. Those seem definitely the appropriate size for situations like this, don't they? Look, parked all across there. That's good. Right, so we hate this coal plant, don't we? We hate it. It's not what we want at all. This looks great. Love this. This is all working well. We've got some trucks flowing into our not yet worthy village, not yet little hamlet. But we're doing all right. What is that? That feels very dark, doesn't it? Maybe that's just our theme here. Does it look brighter from the back? Yeah, brighter from the back. So if we fiddle with the settings, it'd look better. But we're not going to do that to look at one slightly odd red house in a slightly better light. So we'll speed the game up a bit, see if we can get a few more of these plots filled in. Why don't we just stick a little bit more industry over here? I don't think we need very much. People are going to be alright travelling over here, aren't they? Because we fixed that connection. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll just sneak a little bit in. Again, we've got some lovely British assets in here. Maybe we'll pop a couple on here as well. This could be a little industrial estate, why not? And then once we've got power to there, we'll cut that line there. If we can get that to work across the other side of the line, that would be fantastic. What would we have here? Maybe we would have a few more houses here actually, and that might allow us then to move our power line back a bit. So let's try that. Let's pop that there. We got water this far, didn't we? Yeah, of course we did. And so then let's look again. We don't want this here, do we? Yeah, if we avoid putting it here, just on this segment maybe we do want things here, but we don't want people parking at intersections. Now the game handles it fine, but it doesn't look great, and so we're going to want to avoid it. So we're going to go back into our zoning modifier. Is that the only one we want to take out? No, probably want to take out this one as well, but only to here. So I'll tell you what we'll do. This is way more involved than we need to get, but we're going to do that, and then we're going to just turn off the zoning there. Beautiful. Look at that. It's exactly what we wanted. There we can pop some in there. Now as soon as these build up, which they won't for ages because we've got no demand, we'll move that back, zone this bit in, and then Robert is indeed your father's brother, as they say. So let's have a look at what we've got popping up over here. This doesn't look great, does it? What else have we got? Plaster mold. That's a lovely asset. I mean, it of course doesn't look lovely, but it does. And you all know what I mean. Laminate floors have moved in here. MSS Lasers have decided to take us up on our offer of some industrial place. Gap, not that one. Gap Group Plant and Tool Hire have moved in right next to that hideous. And look, Dulux Decorator Centre. There we go. Mixing paints all day long right next to the sewage treatment work. The smell of that place will be complicated, to say the least. Right, that's fine. That's smashed all of our demand here. And we are waiting for a little bit more to generate here. Right, let's have a little bit of a look at some of these cars that we've got coming in. So the way that we'll do that, actually, let's pick one on its way in. And let's get a little drive into town. What car is this? What do we think this is? Can we work it out? Can we see? Is that a Lexus badge? Yeah. A Lexus, I don't know, something book, Finbook, does that say? And it's got a California license plate. So we've got some tourists arriving in our lovely little village. This is Nancy Jackson, an uneducated adult residing at the Mulberry residence, who's a cleaner at the coal power plant, and she is going home. Let's follow her. I really, really love the look of these roads, the cracked pavement, the potholes, the shrubbery at the side. There we go. So driving past the pub on the way home, maybe every now and again she'll stop for a drink. Oh, she lives right by it. There we go. Well, we didn't see enough of what we were trying to see there. So itch not scratched. Let's find another car on the way in. So here we go. We have Todd Lewis on his way to the Hamilton residence. He's a guard at the convenience store and is going home in his Opel Astra J Sports Tourer. Now, would we call that a Vauxhall in the UK? Do we have Opel here? I think we call that Vauxhall, but you know, that's not interesting. It's a bit too overgrown, isn't it? Maybe we'll have another look as we go. That's a flash car, isn't it? Porsche 911 Turbo. Ashley, our uneducated adult residing at the Sycamore residence, groundskeeper at the drugstore. There we go. We're paying well at the drugstore. The drugstore, which is in fact the pub. Well, okay. Best leave that there then. Big Bite is still here. Do we want Big Bite? I mean, I'm worried that if we knock Big Bite down to get in a more UK asset, we're just going to get another pub. We've already got 3. Maybe we'll leave that there and we'll replace it with a doctor's surgery or something at some point. What have we got filling in over here? Well, let's keep the game running. Some more. So we can see some of these more these semi-detached buildings, which we will get to. Some more modest semi-detached buildings as well. What have we got coming up here? Yeah. So these lovely. Is this Tudor with these features at the top? Do we call that Tudor semi-detached? I don't know. We'll just call it a semi-detached and try not to embarrass ourselves too much. This bread. We'll see if one pops up facing the right way so that we don't get obsessed with the light on it. How are we doing for our first milestone? So our first milestone, 550. Well, we are nearly there. When we get there, we'll get a dump. We'll get some schools. We'll probably be trying to use the recycling centres rather than the landfill sites. And then we've got some lovely UK schools, UK doctors' surgeries as well, which we'll probably use instead of the generic City Skylines ones. We don't mind the generic City Skylines stuff often, but it's not going to be what we want here. I think by the time we get to building some big city somewhere else on this map, once we outgrow this initial town, which probably needs its own name separate to Ashbury Dales. Yeah, I guess Ashbury Dales is the area that we're in here, but there's no way this little village is Ashbury Dales and then expanding out, is there? This is going to be a small place that we build up and then we're going to move on. What is that? We've just seen a little feature over here, haven't we? Oh, it's quite dilapidated. Let's see. That's a beautiful asset, isn't it? How is that staying up? I feel like this segment in the middle here definitely would have fallen down by now. What is keeping that up? The hopes and prayers of the fish below, I imagine. And then what have we got? Oh dear. And what have we got this side? Well, we got the same problem, haven't we? It's clearly gravity-defying. Yeah, wonderful. So let's get back. Let's get back to our town. We've got 100 more people to go. So let's speed things up a little bit. Do we want to still be keeping an eye on the right buildings coming in when we're this close to our milestone? Do we want to be knocking buildings down? Does that have the big impact that we'd be worried about? I don't know. Yeah, so we're going to get this quite a bit. So we're going to see industrial demand pop up. We're going to pop industrial buildings down, and then they're going to say no workers. But we don't like this asset anyway. There you go. If you're not attractive enough to employ people in our village, then you may not stay. What are we doing? Mattock and Winchco. It's okay. You can stay. What are you? Orku. Is that a name I should know? Oh, Aliku. Oh, who knows what that is? We're embarrassing ourselves here. Let's zoom out and scroll away. Yeah, we're really going to struggle for people. I mean, look, it makes sense, doesn't it? Like, what little village has this many shops? That's our fault. I mean, we put them down, didn't we? We can't blame anyone but ourselves here. Let's just check to see what we're doing from a zoning. Yeah, it's just, we just don't do it. Let's make sure that we're rezoning this correctly. So we just don't want this much commercial in our burgeoning little village. I know we said corner shops, but I reckon if we one day converted those corner shops from houses, we wouldn't be being unrealistic. So let's see. Are we going to want to? We are going to end up coming out from here. We are going to end up coming up from there. So we don't really want to put any houses here. But then why is the road here? Where would we come out from here? We put this little curve in without really thinking about it at all. Would we end up coming off the main road again? Would that be appropriate? We get a main road coming off the main road here, allowing this to join up, fill in the gaps. We're making money, so maybe we can. Let's see if we can. Oh, that's bright. Let's see if we can sneak in another connection to the main roads. Beautiful. Look at that. Now, at various different stages in this game, we're going to be dipping into intersection marking tool and a bunch of other things to make our nodes look fantastic. But in the meantime, look at that. The cracked pavements, little shrubs, and a road that goes all the way around the back that we can then join up here. So we're using the picker mod to just pick the roads as we go. There, nothing too crazy. But in case you were wondering how we were avoiding going into the menus, just the picker mod, simple as that. Lovely, jubbly, and then that's what kind of want to connect to that node, isn't it? Are we happy with that? Yeah, I think we're probably happy with that. But we're going to curve our way into it. I think like that. Gorgeous. So that means then we can zone these 1, 2, 3, and also 4. I wonder if we've got any 1x1 buildings. I can't imagine that we do. Do we want to zone on this road, or do we want to zone on this road? Does this feel like one of those roads that would have houses on it? It does, doesn't it? We would have houses on it. So maybe I don't want to zone here. and that will give us room later on maybe to run a little path around the back of all this. Genius. And doing that might mean that this little house that's popped up here ends up feeling appropriate. So that's fine. Would we do the same here? Well, yeah. Same logic, same decision, right? Let's pop that into the abyss as well. Let's see what we get popping up now that we've made some better choices. That still looks janky there. Is it because... Yeah, it's just because this road is what it is. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to zone this area here, but if we're going to get that to work, we are probably going to need some liquid. Again, we still can't really do too much choosing, so we're just going to pop a whole load more. Right, well we can though take the zoning off this road, and that'll give us just a bit more to play with here. Didn't you? You're happy? Is everyone happy that I demolished that building? Is that what it was? I don't think it was. That doesn't seem very friendly. This map comes with a lot of trees, by the way. So the more we can get rid of as we go, the better. You guys are not enjoying things over here, are you? Yeah, I don't know that there's a huge amount we're going to be able to do about that, my friends. I mean, you're simply too big. And you're too big. Maybe we just got too much. Let's just take it out. And the problem has gone. For a minute. And then these guys will complain. And then we'll have to demolish those as well. Because we are so good at the game. Right, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. We're nearly at our first milestone, which will bring our first episode in this new city to a close. I guess we can't really call it a city, can we? Is it a county? This is a little village. Nothing more than that. This will grow into a town, for sure. Maybe it'll end up with some churches and some schools and some hospitals. Maybe a police station. There it is. Look. So our little hamlet allows us to increase our taxes. We'll do that. It allows us to take loans. Hopefully we won't do that. We now care about garbage, healthcare and education, and so we're going to get some buildings that help us care about garbage, healthcare and education. But that is going to be a story for another day. We will end with a quick look around on a city tour or a village tour, and then we will leave it here for the end of our first episode. Right, and so there we go. The end of episode 1 in Ashbury Dales, our new modded city build in Cities Skylines. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, let me know what it was you liked about it. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new here, and hit the notification bell to make sure that you stay up to date on everything that comes out of this city. Thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now.